Start the game, we couldn't hit the side of a barn. I thought we had a handful of really good looks, especially from the three-point line, and even from the right people, but the ball didn't go in. The biggest difference in the basketball game was our turnovers. That fueled their break, but again, we had 18 or 19 turnovers last night. We had 20 tonight, and for 24 points, and they outscored us by 14 points and just in that area alone. So I like their fight. I like the way that we played in the second half for the most part. We just got to find a way to take care of the basketball.
How much of an issue is that, especially since we talked about it yesterday?
We've been, the crazy part about it, we've been pretty good in that area. And yesterday we weren't, and today we weren't. And so, it's one of those things that we're going to keep talking about, we're going to keep showing it, and we'll see how it goes forward. I don't want to overreact to the two games, but on the road against good teams, it impacted the outcome of both games in a very heavy way.
Coaches sometimes talk about you plug one hole and another one opens. I know you guys have improved defensively. We've talked about it ad nauseum, but the offense has slipped a little bit. Do you think there's a correlation between the two? Just the type of energy that they're exerting defensively is maybe playing into some of the missed shots that you guys have gotten in the good ones?
I don't think so, because you just 3 games ago, you look at Denver, I thought we played hard defensively, and we knocked down our open shots. Didn't against the Lakers, and didn't in the first half tonight.
Which is a really good three-point line tonight.
Yeah.
A function of the defensive breakdown, what are shots that you were just willing to give up? Like, I know there's sometimes with certain players you're willing to give up contested shots where you just don't compromise your defense. Were you willing to lose in those terms tonight, or was there something abnormal defensively?
Well, the second half, we started, Kawhi had a big first half, and so we started trying to get the ball out of his hands. And the reality of it, Lopez, Jones, Garland, those guys, were caught in rotations, and those guys got decent looks that they knocked down. So they made their open threes or semi-open threes, and we didn't. But Kawhi had it going in that first half, and we had to make an adjustment to try to slow him down.
Coach, talk to us about the physicality of the game and how inspired your team was when the crowd turned to you guys' side in the third quarter.
Yeah, I can't answer on the crowd thing because I wasn't paying attention to it, but the level of physicality during the course of the game for us, it wasn't quite there at the beginning, but it picked up as the game went along. We still have to make sure that we keep showing our chests, showing our hands while leading with our chests and not reaching in the last second. I thought there were 3 times, 2 times for sure, we reached at the last second when we didn't need to reach. They were going to take tough shots, and that sent them to the free throw line. So we just have to make sure we continue not gifting them free throws, but making sure that they earn them.
Jose seems like it's kind of a bruising lead today on Tyler. What did you see there? Why did you make that decision?
Yeah, I thought, Jose was struggling a little bit, and so, I threw Tyler out there, see if we can get a boost from him, similar to me throwing Jordan out there. And, Tyler didn't get a long time to play because we went back to Jalen to see if we can make him run. But, I said this before, those guys just got to keep themselves ready just in case their number's called, because it can be called at any time.
I know you like to give credit to the opposing team when it comes to turnovers, but it felt like tonight specifically there was a lot of unforced ones where guys maybe not expecting the ball, stepping on the baseline. When you have these high turnover games, do you see more of just like lackadaisical play from your guys? Is it sometimes more the way that the defense is playing you guys? I guess what have you seen more, and specifically tonight, in terms of the turnovers?
Yeah, it's tonight and yesterday. I thought most of our turnovers weren't forced. But it's not our guys playing lackadaisical. I think our guys they're trying to play the right way. They're just, trying probably a little too hard, at times, like a guy could be open, and he thinks his teammate's open, and so he's trying to thread the needle on a pass, or OG, like that was right play by OG. He had a hard closeout, snap drive, stepped out of bounds, and there was nothing lackadaisical about any of those things. It just didn't go our way, and we have to try to lock in so those things don't happen as much going forward. They're going to happen, especially if you're trying to do the right thing at a high rate of speed.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.